13 cycles of potassium with one bottle. And there's 2 bars.
Yes, I think we are recording. Yes, the recording button's going. Hi, everybody. My name is Danielle Russo-Slugh, and I am here with my amazing and beautiful business partner, Christina Nguyen. We are re-recording the real estate, hi, everybody, the real estate webinar. We wanted to talk about residual income and ROI and the real estate markets and how that compares to other investments and other opportunities. And last week, we had invited many of you to our webinar and had like crazy technical difficulties between Google and Webinar Jam. So today we wanted to re-record for you and definitely deliver the information so that people could go out there and listen to it, process it, share it, get back to us with comments, questions. So let's dig right in and get right to it. Christina, thank you so much for being here with me.
Yes, of course. I'm super excited to be here as always with you.
You look great, gorgeous. So we're going to go into how we met. We're going to go into why we decided to put this together, and it'll all start to make sense for you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, which is much easier to do now. And let's see how to go ahead and do it to the desktop, share the screen. There we go. Move that over here. Christina, you can see my screen now, right?
Yep.
Awesome. It's working. Here we go. You and here we go. See, you and I are right here. And we've got the screen up. Perfect. So let's dig right into it, Christina. When I decided to really share my story with you just about how transitioning out of Wall Street, you know, my husband and I had the seats on the New York Stock Exchange floor, and I was looking for a new business. I didn't want to leave my kids all day. I didn't want to leave when the sun wasn't out and come back when the sun was already down and never see them and have them being brought up with a nanny. I was looking to work from home, but you know how I love to make money, and I wanted that Wall Street income. So when I found an industry that allowed me to work from home and create a global franchise, I really jumped in and I wanted to learn how to be a professional in that industry. And I know as I shared that with you and you got more and more excited about it, we started to realize that there were so many parallel skill sets to what a realtor is doing on a regular basis. So why don't you open up today and chat about some of the bullet points we have on the screen?
Yeah, so my story came as I was a product user, and then I learned very quickly on the business side of it when you shared it with me. And so a lot of the skill set that I kind of run with real estate broker versus what I'm doing now is I'm constantly networking. I'm constantly at an event looking for the next person to either buy or sell a home, or looking for an agent wanting to move to another brokerage and asking them the same kind of questions, like, you know, implementing the 4, like, tell me about your family, tell me about your occupation, tell me about, you know, all those skill sets I kind of took on and just started asking those questions. Like, there's certain questions that you ask every lead that comes in, every buyer and seller. There's only like 5 that I use. And then so I created some 5 for this line of business.
Uh-huh.
And it's just really like the networking skills, like the people skills, the talking, and really learning and understanding what are their issues or what it is that they're looking for in a home. Like, tell me deeper about that house that you want, or tell me why you're selling a house, or tell me why you're moving brokerages. So it's really people skills, and you can translate it from that industry to this industry. And really, it's, as a realtor, we all work under a broker, but we're all our individual independent contractors. We run our own business. We are the CEO of our company. We're the marketing person, the finance person, we wear the hat of everything.
It's a self-generative business, just like this.
Exactly. Self-generated. You get up in the morning, you have to be self-motivated to do what you're going to do in this business.
Right.
So why not use this going into the next item to grow global? So I was doing that on an everyday basis, but it was 15 to 20 miles of where I live. If I met somebody in Texas, I couldn't help that person.
Right.
If you're not buying a house in the Bay Area, or if you're not a licensed real estate agent moving to the area, like I couldn't help you. Like, I'm sorry. Like I just can't. Like that's just, I can't.
So it's very just in that small radius. You have to be a rock star in your small radius to really make it to the top. Unless,
Exactly.
of course, you're, investing in projects all over the world, which is interesting, but that's kind of reserved for the uber successful, correct?
Yes. Yeah. So when I heard you say, make money while I sleep, you have a franchise, which I already have. I have a franchise, but this virtual franchise that is global, it just made a ton of sense because I can build something around this world. I'm going international. I'm able to open in 12 different countries and have that machine working while I'm sleeping. Like, why not use all those skills that I already have and implement into something that can grow something that's so much larger than 15 miles?
I know, and get to the best one, the next one, because I remember our conversation when I was describing to you how much it really cost me to operate off the trading floor of the New York Stock Exchange. The first 6 figures a month that we earned, 6 figures. And don't forget, you can sell a home to somebody in the Bay Area on a Saturday or a Sunday. You can do an open house on a Sunday. The market wasn't open on Saturday and Sunday, so we had so many less days of the month to actually make the money. And the overhead was so tremendous that it was just strapping. Literally, it was strapping. So I love that you had picked up when I was speaking with you how there is no overhead in the global networking virtual franchise business. And you were thrilled to learn that you didn't have to pay for coaching. You didn't have to pay for all the advertising. You didn't have to pay for, what are some of the other crazy things that realtors pay for?
So realtors, they pay for the biggest expense. If you want to go from an average to a mid-range realtor, like you're paying coaching. Like nobody around you in 15 miles want to show you how to be successful. So you have to go out and jump on a plane, go to conferences or jump on a plane, meet a coach, have a coach coach you. And I was personally paying up to $3,000 a month for a very good coach. Like I wanted to step it up. Like I stepped it up. Like I paid the coach $3,000 a month. I stepped up my business, which is great. But here, you're not paying for anybody to coach you, to help you. And then I was on top of the coach, like I had to pay for postcards, URLs, online lead gen, online, leads coming from these different big, ginormous Godzilla real estate, brands, realtor.com and stuff like that, Zillow and whatever those other ones. And they charge a boatload to get leads. And after that, you're filtering out the crap. Like you're getting crap. Like honestly, realtors, like we get a bunch of crap. And the ratio is 1 to 2%. So we're spending money. And if we're not good on the phone, like that's money out the door. Like you're not seeing that. I was writing checks upwards to $8,000 a month for lead gen. And on top of lead gen, you're paying for CRMs, you're paying for platforms to run these leads. And I'm paying $1,500 a month just for the platform to run the leads. And
you have 50 agents working for you.
And I have 50 agents working for me. Yes, so I have 50 agents working for me.
And you're supporting all of them to give them the tools for success.
I'm supporting them to give them, yes. So the overhead as a broker is so much more than I've ever expected. As a realtor, it's like you're spending, and the thing is, if you farm, for 2 years, if you farm, you'll start seeing it blossom. 2 years, 24 months times $2,000, $1,000. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of
and you're
money.
hoping that a seller will call you, and then once you get in there, you gotta get your game on, skill set, have them sign the agreement.
Which comes with experience and personal growth along the way. So get to e-commerce. Tell me how you were using social media or, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of the platforms and now how you see those skill set translate and what's been happening, like the law of attraction recently with your new network business.
Yeah, so exciting. So e-commerce. So probably the last 4 years, 5 years, we've gone a lot of agents are going to social media for lead gen. We're paying for, Facebook posts and, all this stuff from Facebook, whatever, everything's online. So now what I've used that skill set that I use, I did get business from buyers and sellers, but when I remember posting stuff about homes on my Facebook page, crickets, nobody's buying a house every day. So I would have maybe 1 or 2 comments, and now I use the skill set and I'm actually creating relationships with people that understand every single day, what I'm going through or what they're going through. And I'm just putting out happiness, and people are coming to me by the masses. I'm not even kidding. It's so much for me to handle right now that I can't respond to them all. But when it came to real estate, nobody really want to talk to me about selling a house.
So talk to me about residual income. I mean, I know that realtors, they want to list, they want to have a closing, they want to find buyers, of course. And I think that many must get into the game and they think that we'll find some things that we can flip. And in the right markets, people have made money flipping, right? But really, at the end of the day, to make money when you're sleeping, you need to create residual income. And I always think of it as, and you can maybe share a better example, but I always think of it okay, so we have this, let's call it an apartment building with 10 apartments. But the building costs, $10 million. And we're going to fill up all of those apartments with renters, and we're going to collect the rent. But at the same time, we've got to pay the giant mortgage that we took to pay for the building. And in 30 years, maybe we're going to own the building, and the rent checks that we're collecting will be real money for us. So is that what it means to build residual income in real estate?
As a real estate agent, not really. There's really honestly, as a real estate agent, there's no residual income, because once you sell a property to the client, you may or may not see them in, they may or may not sell with another 10 years. Or if they're returning, they may buy 1 or 2 houses. But there's a lot of things an agent like myself, I have to go through in order to be in front of them, to remember my name, right, to call me. There's a lot. I'm sending them stuff. I'm popping by their house. I'm mailing them gifts, and I'm doing that. And it's just so much for in a span of 10 years when they got to call me back, when they got to buy or sell.
Right.
There's real no residual. You constantly have to market. You constantly are marketing. I tell my agents and my brokerage, I'm you need 5 pillars of incoming leads to keep you stable. But you know what those 5 pillars mean? Money, 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 money. You got to spend money. You just have to spend money in order to get the leads. So residual income. So residual income is buying property. Like you said, buying property, the rents come in. But you know what? Like you said, bank owns it, whatever. In 30 years. So my real estate investments are 30-year plans. 30 years. So 30 years, I'll be, really old.
It's a long time.
I'll be old, and then I'll start seeing residual because the big bank man would be gone, because hopefully I'd pay him off. And then it's not happening sooner and quicker.
Right.
And I do, I'm buying real estate. I do. I own I don't know how many doors. I don't know how many doors, but I own a few doors. And I'm very okay, before I met you, I'm how am I going to make money while I sleep? This is where your money is working for you.
Right.
So I'm tired of working for my money. It's really hard.
And that's definitely one of the principles that Brian teaches, right? So I forgot to mention that Christina is a co-author with Brian Tracy. I'm going to advance the slide, Christina.
Oh, yes.
Love all over you. And
oh my God, is that me in a bathing suit?
I love
How
it.
dare you?
So here's Christina with Brian Tracy on the front cover here of Master of Success. manifesting success in health, wealth, and lifestyle. And that's really what we're both so passionate about, is really the final word. Honestly, it's lifestyle, because we have 5 kids between Mark and I, 3 Mark, and we had 2 together. So that made a total clan of 5. And you can see Christina with her beautiful family down here, and Mark with those 3 gorgeous smiling faces. But tell us a little bit, Christina, about Isogenics and the wellness products got you thinking to be like, dude, I can get back to that gorgeous body I used to have in my 20s. So I'd love to hear a little bit of that story.
Okay, so that story, it was all thankful to you, my beautiful friend. I met Danielle at Date with Destiny in Boca Raton, Florida, and she was on my team. There's 3,000 people. She's on my team. Like, oh my God, this little hottie. Like, okay, hottie. So somehow her and I are on this thread, and I find out the woman is like 48. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. So I pinged her right away, and I said, hey girl, like, you look fantastic. Like, I'm going into my 40s and I need to look just as fantastic as you. So tell me what you're taking. Tell me what you're dipping your face in. Tell me what you're dipping your body in. And she picks up the phone. She's like, okay, well, I'll tell you what I'm doing. And she sends me a box. Actually, 3 boxes. I wanted to. So the box was, I wanted to open everything up, ingest it. And then I honestly had no idea what I was about to happen to me. Because let me rewind. In November, before I met you in December, like, my life was just, I hit a wall. Like, entrepreneur, growing a business, growing a brokerage, doing sales, running my team, running the kids. And now my kids are at a point where they're like soccer, volleyball, softball, whatever on the weekends. I finally hit a wall. Like, I was at a wall. My energy level was down. Every day I was waking up. What did I do to myself? What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? I didn't have the energy. I didn't have the mental clarity. I had none of, like, I just was sleeping, and I was really, honestly, I think I was depressed. I guess someone put it to me like, you're acting weird, depressed. And I didn't realize that, because I've always been like a driven task, like task. And so I was looking for a prescription to Adderall. Like, I was on a mission for 2 weeks looking for a prescription to Adderall, which is terrible, because that would have been like a really bad route. But 3 doctors said no. I was on my way to see a psychiatrist, and I never made it, thank God. And I started using the Isogenic product, and I had no idea, like, this accidentally, like, rear-ended me from behind. I tell people, like, I got rear-ended from behind, and it was just so fantastic.
Well, I'm glad that you feel so great in your body. It's like a veil, like, really, like, lifts over your head, and you're just like, oh my God, I'm like operating like a Ferrari again. Like,
totally.
And you just want everyone else to feel like that. So Isogenics is a 14-year-old company just celebrating their 15th anniversary. And as I told Christina, they make organic superfood nutrition. And I really needed that nutrition. I'm going to advance the slide here just so I can share with people, why did I really need that nutrition? And back in 2011, my dear friend Lisa DeMeo shared it with me. My husband and I were first responders during 9/11. We were on the New York Stock Exchange trading floor just a couple blocks away, and we ran home to our loft in Tribeca, changed the clothes, threw on some civilian clothes, and ran down to help. And we weren't firefighters, we weren't EMS, but we were just civilian first responders. And by the next day, we had tagged up with Salvation Army. So you'll see me here volunteering in my Salvation Army t-shirt. No respirators, just little paper masks, and exposed to lots and lots of toxicity. So just to speed up the story, you'll see my husband in the center of the screen. After 2006, he had a heart attack at 43. 2011, 5 years later, so total of 10 years from the volunteering at the disaster site, he was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin lymphoma cancer. And I had been looking for a cellular blood cleanse. He was going to undergo chemo, radiation. He wound up doing a stem cell transplant. Actually, that photo is the day of his stem cell transplant. And my sister-in-law gave him stem cells. But all the while, I knew we needed myself to stay strong and healthy. And certainly for him, we needed a solution for nutrition. I was looking for kind of the, we used the word before, the Ferrari or the Bentley of the industry, right? Because things come in various degrees, right? I mean, just like real estate, you can buy something, in a less desirable neighborhood, kind of in the middle range neighborhood, or you could be, in exclusively in, whatever, Malibu or Beverly Hills or something like that, right? So just an easy kind of explanation. And isogenics was really philosophy, what I was looking for, Christina. It was non-GMO, organic, no soy, no gluten. We do vegan, friendly line right now also. That's very, very gaining in popularity. People are looking for dairy-free. So I just knew that I needed to do great nutrition and jumped in. I really didn't care about everybody else. I just wanted to save my husband. But now thousands upon thousands of people later that we've been able to help improve their health and their vitality, paying it forward. I was awarded a Woman of Isogenics during 2015, which was just a beautiful honor. And this is a cute picture of us just lifting and back in the gym. And of course, at the top of the screen is the most recent family picture on the beach. We've moved our life to Naples, Florida, because we wanted to live in paradise, and we wanted to be really close to the Gulf of Mexico and the beach and the sun. And I'm looking at palm trees over here on my driveway, and it's pretty amazing to think of how far we've come from financial disaster when Wall Street ended to abundance in a big way, from disaster during health crisis to abundance in health in a big way. We've been on the roller coaster ride of life. Which is why, when I was working on the floor and I wasn't making money in my sleep, I thought to myself, well, if I'm going to do career number 2, I'm going to do it smarter. I'm going to do it better. I'm going to do it where I can teach other people and pay it forward. I want to make the world a better place. I want my impact to be left as a legacy for myself, my family, my children, and having that ripple effect. And I think that's really why I'm so drawn to what we do at Isogenics. I love this picture, Christina. This is like amazing. Tell us about this and all of, a little bit about how this has gone for you. I know you shared this picture. You were so proud.
Yeah. So 15 years ago when I first started real estate, I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad and bought my first house. I closed the book, picked up the phone, called a new builder that I drove by during Christmas holiday, and I just bought it. And this is my first investment. I bought it and I still have it, but it's been one of those, cost me a lot of money. Every renter that moves out, I got paint, carpet, damage repair, and I'm finally making a little bit of money on the rent versus the mortgage because of the crash and all that stuff, but probably still hasn't covered all the money I put into it. But yeah, it's my first little house that I bought, and I still have it, and it's kind of like the residual. It's not really residual yet, and it's 15 years. Not residual yet.
And explain to everybody what is on the next photo here.
So the next photo, after 15 years of experience and getting educated and figuring out numbers and ROIs, because I was doing things on the whim before. This one, I met this guy at Date with Destiny, and I'm investing in different markets and educating myself. So now I'm really learning about the ROIs and where to spend, like even if it's out of my area, that's okay. Like I'm looking for residual. I'm about to embark 40 years old. I got 3 kids. Like I am not in real estate. If you're not showing a client, showing a property, writing a contract, or hustling for a seller, there's no money coming through the door. Like there isn't. Like, there's no money coming in the door if we're not doing that and closing. And oh wait, on top of all that, it needs a close.
Right.
It needs to close. So the buyer's financing and the inspection, like that whole entire process. So through education, this property I just picked up, it's paying me 16.14% ROI, which is fantastic because I'm not getting that on my very first one that I bought because I didn't, through education, nobody taught me anything. I just read the book and I wanted to buy something.
So I would like to explain when I showed you what this means on the opposite side of the screen, it's amazing that you found the 16.14, which is like super exciting. But when I showed you this, and I don't expect people to look at this and just understand what it really means, but when you build an isogenics business, which is no overhead and can be your global franchise, it operates just like a global franchise. And I think most people know, like, you know, what a Subway would be, or a Cold Stone, or a Panera Bread, or, you know, something that they may see in their community. Well, this is no different, except there are no franchise fees. There's no overhead. So as we put good health and good nutritional products in our bodies, we have the ability to go ahead and move forward and share it. And it becomes and operates as if it is your personal franchise. And as we earn cycles of commission, so instead of getting the closing money, when we earn our cycles of commission on the isogenics compensation, this is just a chart to show people what is possible when you take it seriously. And people take it, it's kind of choose your own adventure, and we're going to talk about that on the next slide. But if you really see the vision and you see what Christina and I see, when I can teach somebody to cycle 1 time per week, the income that they will derive on a passive and residual basis is like having $140,000 that they've saved up and it plopped it in a bank account, and that bank account is paying 2%. Okay, so no risk. Now, I've taught people to cycle 5 times during a week. Christina did that, like, forget it, in her first month. And that would be like Christina taking $702,000 and putting it away in a bank account, really safe at 2%, and just letting it sit there, nobody touching it. And that would be what she would receive off of that lump sum that's sitting there, passive and residual. But if you hustle a little bit more and you're building a little bit bigger and you're sharing that you feel amazing, you can build to 10 cycles a week. And Christina's like, there in a flash. That's like having $1.4 million sitting in an account. You know, in today's day and age, Christina, I know Americans don't save any money. You did a very interesting post about savings. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I posted, it's not about what you make, it's about what you save. Somebody told me that 15 years ago, like, look, Christina, you're going to have good years and bad years. Like, you need to start saving. You're 24, start saving. Okay, all right. So I did that. And I was able to save and put away and for a rainy day, which is great. And I ended up honestly saving over like 7 figures.
Amazing.
And
amazing. And you didn't come with a silver spoon in your mouth. You didn't come with a trust fund, right?
No trust fund. Like, my parents are immigrants. I'm an immigrant. I'm born in Vietnam.
Right.
I ran through the jungle to get to America. So you guys are already here. So I ran through a jungle, got sponsored over here. So no, I came here, no silver spoon. My parents worked really hard, put myself through college, threw my dental acceptance out the window because I wanted to come to the Bay Area. And I started from scratch. Like, I don't know anybody, but I had the worth ethics. My parents really instilled it in me. And right away, when I was turning 18, my parents taught me about credit card and interest. And it blew my mind, the numbers that he was explaining to me. And I really, then it was like, okay, so I get a check, 50% of it goes into my savings and 50% I get to use and do, what I need to do in my day-to-day life. But I did that all these years and I was able to save and that's, but even at that kind of savings, I'm not like, I don't 2%, like that's,
and Christina, Mark and I are beyond the point where we're beyond the point of having the scenario as having $14 million saved and in the bank, which we don't. I mean, not a lot of people have $14 million. And forget about $35 million sitting in an account, just sitting there. So Isogenics has given people the ability to create that exact scenario in passive and residual income, which is just, and I see it every day and I see it building. So let's tell everybody a little bit about what were the reasons that you came here and you decided, because with any property, with anything that's going to take your attention, that investment, those two different investments we saw, you're going to do some homework. So why don't you tell people a little bit about what impressed you about the company?
So honestly, if first my authentic experience impressed me through amazing walls and roofs. Like I couldn't believe how I was feeling and what the product actually started me to, how it made me start to think much clearer. And then I started looking at, okay, yeah, it's 15 years old. It's in 12 different markets. We're launching in the UK. Like, oh my God.
Wait, look what I have.
Yes.
Yes.
I know. And we're already like building a team there. I could never build a team in the UK as a real estate agent or even a real estate broker, So in 2016, the sales were almost $1 billion, which is freaking phenomenal.
Crazy. I know.
That is just amazing to me. And then 500,000 active associates, 217 millionaires. So I have to tell you, when I turned it on, it's like, I'm in. I started following the people that are making 7 figures. Like I tell my girlfriends, like, look, I don't waste my time. I'm way too busy. Like I'm way too busy with my kids, with my company, with everything. I don't have a lot of time to waste. So I'm not wasting my time on talking to people or following people that are kind of doing it or, just not taking it part. Like I'm 7 figures. I'm following them. I'm watching what they're doing.
So what's really cool, Christina, about our team in particular, and of course, no matter who, shared this with you, you're going to get back to the person who shared it. But in our team in particular, 2 of the tippy top people earning 7 figures are our personal coaches. So
yeah,
if you want to learn, you got to learn from the best.
Learn from the best. Because I want to go to the top really quick. It's the shortest route for me to get there.
So let's talk about what people can do to choose their earned journey, and if they want to create that pillar in a healthy body. Let's walk through, because you've helped some of your family members just become product users, right? And that's the first step. And then you've seen already product users can turn into product lovers, shouting it from the rooftops. We've got some of those already on your very young team. And we've even got some people that really see the global vision, and we've had some really more serious meetings with those folks. But tell us what you see as your vision, and we're building your basement level. So invite people in to see.
Yeah, if people want to join our team, it's kind of choose your own adventure, choose your own journey. You can be like me and be a product user first, and then be a product lover. Like that took all of 6 days for me. So now it took us 6 days from product to user, lover to business builder. So it took all of 6 days for me. So it could take you 6 months. It could take you.
Yeah, doesn't matter. The time's going by anyway.
Yeah, time's gonna go by anyway. So if you want to join our team, you can go to my website, thechristinawin.com. It's thechristinanguyen.com, or you can reach out to whoever invited you to watch this webinar and talk to them about joining their team. But that's my website, or you can connect with me on Facebook, connect with Danielle on Facebook. And we can share our Facebook links if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that, so many people are, we met obviously at Tony Robbins, and we're both kind of Tony Robbins crazy fanatics and love being firewalkers and, the whole personal growth and just being the best that we can be. But I think a lot of times people are stuck in an ego that says like, I am just a realtor. Right? Or and so they kind of, for me, I think it's interesting to see that's great, but be a really healthy, vibrant realtor that has like vitality and an attraction factor, right? You have 50 people working with you, Christina, and you want them to have pep in their step.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And you know what? It's my agents need pep in their step. I'm sharing this with my realtor friends all over the country, and I am just flabbergasted at the production level that they're getting. Like they're texting me like, oh my God, I've shown houses from 8 to 8. I'm not tired. I'm writing contracts now. Like, and not only that, they get their energy back and they get their mental clarity back, and they're not an aggro realtor, because we know a lot of those aggro realtors. Because I come home and my family doesn't get the evil part of me.
Right.
Because I'm not run to the ground all day. They don't get the fight. I've worked so hard for my family, and this is why I do what I do, but I come home and they get the angry me. Like, that's not fair.
Not fair.
It's not fair. And so when she started pumping this stuff in her system, it makes them on their game. They look better. When you look better, when you feel better, you look better. Everything just makes sense. And
it breeds more success. It breeds more, excitement and more commitment to your purpose and your vision. And, that's what Date with Destiny was all about, is really figuring out, like, what are you really here for? And, for you and I to collaborate and to use our best strengths and our skill set, not to mention having a blast and getting to do business with your BFF. It's just like,
it was so much fun. And I have to tell you, like, I'm just so amazed of the collaboration, the women, the support. In real estate, like, people don't want to share. Like, people don't like to know. Like, I have a couple realtors here in my area. Like, I, befriended them, and they befriended me because, I'm a realtor. Like, I'm going to step on their game. Like, so we can't be friends. It's just so competitive and so crazy, and I'm just so done with all that. And I want to, like, love my Danielle. It's so much more fun. I don't understand. Like, I'm having so much fun. Like, I wake up and I call you, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm having so much fun. I'm actually helping people, and that feeling of fulfillment is so much better. Like, real estate is just there's no, like, let's love each other, let's help each other. They're like, no. If I want to learn something, I'm jumping on a plane and going 3,000 miles away to learn and pay $3,000
right
for somebody else.
Yeah, no, I know. It's quite competitive, and let's keep the realtors healthy. It's choose your own adventure, and there is a lot of income to be created, passive and residual income to be created on our team. In Isogenics, we are the largest network marketing company to ever move into Europe and expand straight through the United Kingdom, Germany, Austria, Netherlands. Ireland is next in 2018. I can't even stand it.
I can't even stand it either.
On British Airways to go to the UK launch. So we are super, super excited, and I'm just thrilled to partner with such an incredible business person. And I hope that we've added value to other realtors who may have been skeptical, may have, maybe needed their questions answered, needed to know there's a money-back guarantee if you don't love it. But this is an amazing company for people to use their own skill set and build something in the little nooks and crannies of their life to create that same passive residual income. So thank you, Christina.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
There? Are we recording stuff? Yes, we're recording.
Okay, let me see how to end recording. Hang on. Let's see.